So today I'll be showing you guys how to do the knit stitch, which is the most basic stitch in knitting. Basically, if you learn how to cast on, how to bind off, and how to do the knit stitch, you can complete an entire scarf with just those 3 techniques. However, I do encourage you to learn how to do the purl stitch, and I'll link my tutorial on how to do the purl stitch here, because if you learn how to do the knit stitch and the purl stitch, that'll pretty much open up the door to a lot of different patterns, and you can pretty much work on an endless amount of patterns with just those 4 techniques. So cast on, knit stitch, purl stitch, and bind off. So without further ado, I will show you guys how to do the knit stitch, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. So one thing you want to keep in mind when you're starting a new knitting project is to knit off of the ball end of the yarn and not the tail end of the yarn, because the tail end of the yarn is very short and you're going to run out of yarn really quickly. So what I like to do is just put a little slip knot on the tail end of the yarn, just as a reminder to myself not to touch this part here and to work off of the ball end of the yarn. So I'm just going to show you how to do the general knit stitch in this video. Basically what I like to do is I like to hold my needle with the work on it in my left hand just like this. And here's the ball end of the yarn. I like to have it wrapped around my index finger just so I can kind of control it like that. But I like to have it wrapped around my index finger and then kind of held like this here. Just like that. But again, as always, whatever is most comfortable for you, but this is what I find to be the easiest. So what I do is take this empty needle with nothing on it in my right hand, and I'm going to go ahead and go in to the first stitch from the front but from below. So right here, just like that. And then it's going to be behind your left-handed needle, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that yarn that's around my left index finger and just wrap it around that right-handed needle. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it through the loop, just like that, and pull it through. And then you're going to take it off of the left-handed needle, just like that. So I'm going to show you again. What you're going to do is take the right-handed needle and go in from below but from the front right through the loop, just like that. And then the right-handed needle is going to go behind the left-handed needle. Then you're going to take your left index finger with the yarn around it and wrap it around the right-handed needle. I like to use my right index finger just to kind of hold the yarn there to make sure it doesn't slip off. And then I'm going to pull it through the loop just like that. And then you're going to pull it off of your left-handed needle. And there you have 2 stitches already. And what I like to do is I always like to keep the work very close to the tip of the needle, but make sure it doesn't slide off. So I like to keep it right down here. I'm just going to finish off this row here and show you what it looks like. And there you have it. Here is the first knit row. And if you want to continue with the knit stitch, turn your work over and then start your next row. So if you want to start with row 2, you're just going to hold the needle with all the work on it in your left hand, the empty needle in your right hand, the ball of the yarn right here around your index finger, and go ahead and start knitting again. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys are interested in free knitting patterns, I'll put the link to my blog in the info box below. I do post some patterns here and there, and they're all free, so feel free to check that out. And also, if you guys try out any of my patterns and you complete the project, please feel free to tweet me or tag me on Instagram, because I love seeing the projects that you guys complete. It really makes my day when someone tweets me or tags me on Instagram of a photo of a project they completed using my pattern. So please, please, please send them over to me, email them to me, whatever. It really makes my day when I see you guys try out my patterns. I will put all my social media links in the info box below, and I hope to see you guys on Twitter or on Instagram. See you in the next video. Bye!